Hey, welcome back to After Hours Television, everyone. Randy James here, and we're here at Vision, bringing you ATV live. Tonight on the show, a very special show. It's all Paul, 100% Paul Van Dyk. I had a chance to catch up with him before his set at the Riviera Theater. Let's take a look. Hey, what's up, everybody? Brandy James here for ATV, hanging out backstage at the Riviera Theater, and we finally tracked him down. Here he is, the one and only Paul Van Dyk. How are you? What a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
I have to tell you first that I'm definitely a fan, and I've been listening to and playing your music as well for many, many years, and it's a great pleasure to meet you finally.
Thanks. It's always good to be in Chicago.
Great, great. Well, we'd love to have you here. I mean, the crowd outside is just going nuts, and they're really psyched to see you tonight, so I think it's going to be a really great show.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So it's, Chicago is one of those places where you have to be because, it comes from here and it still is here. It's one of the few places, actually.
But now you have a new CD out. Politics of Dancing is the name, correct?
Yeah, it's a while out, actually. It's not the latest thing I'm done, but that's the latest thing which got released, yeah.
Okay, now there's a special meaning behind the title, is that correct?
Yeah, I just sort of wanted to actually stress the fact that this whole thing is a global youth culture rather than just some freaks dancing in some theaters or in some clubs. It is worldwide, it is global, and people actually are communicating through the music with each other. There's so much very cosmopolitan way of thinking going around this whole thing. And I just wanted to sort of bring that across because very obviously a lot of people in the driving seats, the authorities, they don't know that and they don't have a clue what's going on. So they just come along closing clapdowns, taking the opportunity for young people to be part of a worldwide youth culture. And I think, all of us have to sort of bring this across and actually, make sure that the parents know it's not just about, what they say, taking drugs, getting nuts or whatever. It's much more to it, and this is what was really important to me about the title. And musically, it is a rather special CD because it's not just a DJ mix CD. I took all the tracks, I remixed them and reproduced everything back together. So you might have the loop of track 5 and track 7 and the vocals of track 3. So it's all kind of merged, messed up, and mixed back together.
Right. Sounds very interesting. Well, I definitely agree with you on your point on the title of the song, and I think that other side of the story is really why we love the scene so much, and it's the side that doesn't really get the exposure that we wish it would.
Well, it is all about music, first of all, and obviously some other issues are involved, but they are involved in hip-hop and rock and roll, probably to even bigger extent than it is with electronic music. And this is, the thing is, people which are into electronic music are first of all in the whole thing because they love the music so much. If you're a hip hopper, you're in there because of your main kind of, the whole posing, the whole lifestyle, and then comes the music. There's a very different approach, and this is why people which are into electronic music are so keen and so focused and love the whole thing so much.
I agree. Now, you've been probably just about everywhere in the world. You've traveled all over the world and played so many different exotic places, I'm sure. What would you say is probably your favorite place to play ever? In the whole world, what's your favorite?
Well, it's an unfair question because I'm a local patriot. I love Berlin. I live in Berlin. That's my favorite city in the world, and so it's also very special to play in your hometown anyway. So it's it has to be Berlin.
Absolutely right on. Okay, well, gotta love the hometown. That's for sure. Now, you've been professionally DJing and producing for how long? It's
since '91.
'91, really? That's amazing. What kind of? Can you tell us kind of what came first? Were you did you start DJing before you were producing music, or maybe the other way around, or at the same time?
Yeah, it was DJing first, but I never really wanted to be a DJ. I just basically made tapes for myself and friends. Because the music back then in Berlin was really one-dimensional. It was all about Detroit techno, and the whole other side of the music was left out. So, I knew about this other music, and I just basically mixed a different kind of music together, and a lot of people enjoyed it. And a friend of mine actually passed it on to a promoter, and this is how I got my first job. So I never really kind of pushed it in terms of I really needed to be a DJ. But when I played out for the first time. I knew this is what I want to do.
Well, that's amazing. Well, your talent must have really shown through right from the start. That's all I can say.
Well, I think it has to do with the fact that without any compromises, I play exactly what I love and what I enjoy, and I've done that from the first to the last record I played, and this is really important. And the other thing which is important as well, and this maybe comes back to the question in terms of where it is very special to play. I never try to compare scenes or cities with each other, because first of all, if you take London, Ministry of Sound, the club itself, is very different from Fabric or Heaven, and it's one city. So it doesn't make any sense to compare the English scene with the American or the other way around, or other scenes even. It's all about really having a 100% clear idea about what you musically about, what you really like, because that's the only thing you can bring across to people, and then find the right balance to interact with the crowd. And therefore you get across what you mean with your music to the people.
Great point, great point. Yeah. So now, any new projects you want to throw out there? Anything you're working on right now? You want to fill everybody in on here?
Well, there's a lot of things. I did the whole film score for a Mexican movie called La Mano del Sordo. I just finished the whole sort of soundtrack. It's 11 tracks. In a way, it's a new album, but instead of being influenced by everything I experience, is influenced and focused of that movie. So, what else? Vorsprung-Technik Level 2 is coming out. It's a compilation of remixes. And this time it includes a lot of rarities, things like my Robbie Williams remix, my Born Slippy Underworld remix, and a lot of these things, which is really interesting. Another thing we're doing, you see, it's a lot. We're just actually doing a DVD project right now, and they're putting everything together. We had a film crew filming with me for the last 7-8 months all over the place, in the States as well as in Asia, as in Australia and Europe, of course. And it basically, the music on there features a lot of my classic track, but they're all reworked and remixed into 5.1 surround sound. So it's a very special and a very technical new approach towards producing music as well. And we start with that project in these directions, and the new album will be in 5.1 anyway. So
well, we'll definitely be looking forward to it.
Which I'm working on too. So it's a lot of things.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we can't get enough. So I hope you keep it up, and it's great. You want to throw the website out there? You have a website everybody can take a look at?
Well, it's www, all the W's and the dots you need to put in, and then it's paulvandyk.de.com, whatever you want to put in.
paulvandyk.com.
Yes.
All right. Anything you want to say to everybody here in Chicago real quick before you take the decks?
Well, I'm really looking forward to playing in a second. It's the hometown of my favorite music in a way, It's house music. It's all about electronic music, and it kind of was born here as well, so it's going to be cool.
We're really looking forward to it. And once again, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, Paul. Paul Van Dyk, everybody.
Hello, I'm Paul Van Dyk, and you're watching After Hours TV.